How's it going, guys? Good? Yeah? Okay, so I wanted to start off my presentation today with a quote, and that is, sometimes the wrong choices can lead us to the right places. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Josh Rylatt. I'm 22 years old. I've got a personal training studio in Leicester. And basically, when I started out is back in 2005 when I was 12 years old. I was never really an academic at school, and school was really just a place for me to socialise and make money from. I had a real negative mindset at school. All the other kids were worried about getting into a football team, making money, getting into a football team and playing games, where I was more concerned about making money and upholding my reputation as a bit of a tough guy. So this is a theme which continued right the way through up until my teens, ultimately resulted in me being kicked out of school at age 15. By age 16, I enrolled on a college course. By age 17, I dropped out. By this point, I was using cannabis. I was using that habitually every single day, just stoned, not really going anywhere with my life, to be honest. And age 17 was one night, and we went out with a group of friends, and we went out for a night out, and after the usual things, we were looking for alcohol, nightclubs, trying to chase girls. Didn't really get any girls that night, just not looking like that anyway. But yeah, all we really got was too much alcohol and cheesy nightclubs. But anyway, I was walking to get some fast food after this night out, and I was approached by a group of men, and words were exchanged between us both. And back then, these are the sort of situations which I buzzed off. I couldn't walk away from these types of situations. I seen this as an opportunity for me to try and prove myself. Obviously, I was a skinny guy, and I felt like I had something to prove to everyone. So anyway, a fight broke out, and ultimately I ended up getting arrested and spending 18 hours in a police cell. So, next day, woke up in this police cell, didn't feel too great, hangover had kicked in. I wasn't released until like 8 p.m. the next night, so it was like a horrible day. And yeah, I thought that was that, slap on the wrist, and that was going to be it basically. But after many months of legal proceedings and going back and forth to the courts, I was sentenced to 12 months in prison. So obviously, when I was sentenced to prison, I was 18 years old, just turned 18. I was, way in over my head. I was looking around like, I don't belong here. I needed to make a change, and they say that rock solid ground is solid ground to build on, rock bottom. So yeah, that's exactly what I decided to do. So I got in the gym, I started lifting. That obviously helped improve my self-esteem massively. I started improving my physique, improving my strength. I came on leaps and bounds mentally from that. I started studying the Bible, applying some of its practices, going down to the chapel. I started engaging in meditation, prayer, all of these types of things. And little did I know it, these were, key elements in personal development. So anyway, after I enrolled on psychology courses, which helped, mend the thought patterns which I was running, which ultimately resulted in me getting into fights when I was growing up with people. And I was released with a transformed mindset, and from what I had experienced when I was in prison, I had a strong willingness to go out and pursue a career in the fitness industry. I wanted to help share with people how exercise and, personal development in a way had helped me turn my mindset around, which ultimately transformed my life. So when I got out, I volunteered at a local gym, and this wasn't a standard leisure facility. Eve used it in her presentation yesterday. We're actually from the same gym. The guy who owns the gym is Linton Dell, and some of you may know him. He's actually an MPE client. He's like an 18-stone bodybuilder. He's like a real big guy, and he was a really good, positive role model for me, someone to look up to. Had like a decade of military experience, 2 tours of Afghanistan under his belt, so he'd been around a little bit, and he was someone that I could learn from. And within a month of volunteering, working for free, cleaning the toilets and working behind the desk, he accepted me onto an apprenticeship. So I started working there. After about 6 months, I was working around 50 hours a week, and it was for like £2.50 an hour, so it wasn't great money. And then along came my daughter. So I was age 19, thought I knew everything back then, obviously still didn't have a clue. My daughter came along, and she was 2 months premature, so she was in the neonatal unit for like 2 weeks. I was working 50 hours, there wasn't much money coming in, so it was quite a stressful time. And Linton dropped a bomb on me. He said, I'm getting rid of all of your shifts. you're going down to one shift a week and you're going full-time PT. And I said, well, I've got no clients. And he said, here's 20 phone numbers, call these people, offer them a free trial, and then try and sign them up to your services after. So I did that, and we converted about 10 of them into paying clients. Back then it was like just £10 a session, you know, just come and leave as you want. And yeah, you know, I started really enjoying it. Within a month I had to quit my last shift at the gym, so I was fully self-employed, age 19. Got all this responsibility, but you know, I loved it. And I spent probably the next year or so just trying to hone my skills, become a better personal trainer. I was attending many seminars and training courses which were teaching me about nutrition, how to get better results for my clients, and started getting some fantastic results. And that was great. We were attracting more people, got really quite busy myself, and we've heard it all before. It got to the point in January 2014, I had a massive spike in my business. I'd never, you know, had that many clients before, but, you know, split shifts, going home after working 7 till 11 in the morning, sleeping for 2 hours, going back in the evening for like 9 clients back to back, and it was ridiculous. So every single month from January 2014 to June 2015, I was coming down with illnesses. I was getting throat infections and flus, and just, I wasn't really training that much anymore because I didn't feel like I had the energy. And you know, now I know that I was burning out. So I started looking at ways that I could turn this passion that I had, which I was losing, into a business so it could facilitate a better lifestyle for myself. And that's when I subscribed to MPE's newsletter. And I signed up in October 2014. And in the last 12 months, we managed to do some, you know, fairly decent things. So since joining MPE, we've grown from myself to 4 members of staff, increased the revenue by over 400% now. We had the best month ever last month, so that's great. Opened the studio, and I'm well on my way to living my dream lifestyle, which is great. So I wanted to highlight today for you guys the top 3 tools that I've utilised to experience this growth in my business. So the number one thing is accountability. So what or who are you accountable to? What are the emotional drivers behind your journey? And become accountable to your specific why. So for me, my daughter, Isabella, she has and always will been a massive motivator for me to succeed in life. I want to give her a great lifestyle and a brilliant upbringing, so I'm accountable to her. I'm also accountable to my own vision and my own dream lifestyle. So every day, you know, I'm visualizing, I'm thinking about these holidays that I want to go on, I'm thinking about the types of houses that I want to live in, and I'm almost feeling it, and it is actually materializing in front of me. But I'm also accountable to my fear of failure as well. So getting kicked out of school age 15, addicted to drugs age 16, arrested age 17, prison age 18. It's bad, isn't it? Yeah. I thought that I was never going to get anywhere with my life. So me building my business and becoming successful is a way of me sort of, you know, sticking my middle fingers up to the people who thought that I'd never amount to anything in my life. Number 2 is a simple one, and we've heard it repeated to us a number of times over the weekend. Follow the instructions. So before MP, average ticket price was around £200. That's what a client was worth. Now it's £2,200, just short of that, and that's the difference of 1,000%. Our revenue in July last year was £1,700, and I was working, you know, a ridiculous amount of hours for that. Last July was £6,800, which is an increase of 400%, and I was on holiday for like quite a bit of July as well, so you know, I wasn't there that much. We had no sales or consultation process. We were letting hot leads slip through the net, and I had no knowledge on how to package the programs, and ultimately I wasn't charging what I was worth. The number 3 thing as well is marketing systems. So quite a simple thing is email marketing. You want to build a list of prospects who are interested in your program. I use a protocol of tell, sell. So 3 emails containing valuable content which contribute towards solving the problems which your target market face, and then a 4th email, basically a sales pitch, inviting them into a consultation, sending them to a landing page, sending them to your 21-day challenge, something like that, and that's worked quite well for us. Another great thing as well has been Facebook advertising. So this is an example of a particular campaign we ran, and it was a client of ours getting a PB on squats. We detailed in the post some of the results that she'd got with a call to action, driving them to a landing page to request a consultation. We invested £200 in that and actually got 10 grand cash back from that. So that was like, you know, that baffled me. Thanks. Also, BNI as well. This is something which I was quite reluctant to do when the idea was first proposed to me at Mega Training last year. And I put it off for like many weeks. I'd applied to go and then I didn't turn up and everything because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and they're all business owners, and I was like a young kid. But eventually I just turned up one day, and we managed to generate about £19,000 in revenue in the past 5 months just from BNI alone. That's translated to around £3,500 of reoccurring revenue in my business every single month. So BNI is a powerful thing if you get out there and do it. So to have that type of success, I've utilised the one-to-ones within there. I've attended the training. We've picked up clients from training, which has been fantastic. I've also got a TV appearance that might be coming up as well through BNI, which is, that could be quite cool. So I've taken on some roles within the chapter. They've put me on the membership committee, the education coordinator as well. So basically, I've got quite a lot of visibility within the chapter, which, you've got the visibility, you've got the credibility within there, and people will probably start referring to you as they have done to me. And some of the highlights from the past year. So on the left-hand side here, this is a studio about a month before we opened. This is the studio, how it looks about a week on the right-hand side. So decent transformation within there too. Had to undergo quite a lot of structural work. It was a nightmare with the planning applications and all of that type of stuff, and dealing with the council and landlords and whatnot, but got there in the end, and that was good. I managed to go on my dream holiday to Thailand with my best friend, so there's a picture of me riding an elephant. That was pretty cool. All paid for by the money that I'd made in Auto Closer a couple of weeks before, so that was wicked. I took my mum, my girlfriend and my daughter to Disneyland as well, which was on my 5-year goal list, but I did it in a matter of months. This is my daughter when we went to Portugal recently as well, and I've also been to Amsterdam, Barcelona and Ibiza all in the past sort of 12 months as well, so I'm on the way to living the dream lifestyle. Also, whilst in Barcelona, my personal trainer, Jack, he actually closed like 2 packages worth like £3,000 for me as well whilst I was away, so that's a really nice feeling now, knowing that I can lead the business and it's still going okay. One of the guys was at BNI there for me this morning. I've had a text through saying he'd done a great job, so it's nice. I remember last year at Mega Training, I was having to move things around, and I was so stressed out trying to actually just make the arrangements to come here. But now it's cool. I can get cover. I'm only training about 10 clients a week, 10 to 12 clients a week at the minute. So it's fantastic. So these are our plans for the future. By January 2017, we want to triple the size of the business. We want to get to around 86 clients and hire a general manager. To do that, we're going to eradicate one-on-one training completely. I was a bit reluctant to do this at first, but I've actually realised that the clients are getting better results through semi-private because there's the added accountability and the competition between the 2 clients. So anyone who's struggling with that model, it actually works really well. So we want to eradicate one-on-one training completely. We want to get our semi-private clients from 11 to 62. We want to get our small group clients from 9 to 24. And on the left-hand side here is the organisational structure of the business as well. So I want to have a manager in basically doing everything that I'm doing in about 15 months' time. So it's going to be me, director at the top, manager reporting to me, admin and the lead trainer reporting to the manager, and then 2 personal trainers reporting to the lead trainer too. So I actually want to bring myself out of it so I can continue to lead my dream lifestyle. And these are the numbers as well. So I know exactly how many clients I need to get every single month to hit these numbers of 18,500 revenue, and that's 6,600 net profit per month, which is a margin of 36%. So those are the goals for the future. And I wanted to just recap over the things that I've talked about. So the number one thing for me was I became accountable. You need to be defining your vision. You want to become accountable to your vision. And you want to make your goals a probability and not a possibility. So don't think, I might do this, but, it's all in your hands. You've actually just got to get up and take the action to do it and believe that you can do it. Follow the instructions too, so take action, implement the systems, don't reinvent the wheel. MP systems are fantastic. All you've got to do is take them and plug them into your vehicle. They've already been made for you. And number 3 is get your marketing on point as well. So work on the marketing triangle, define your target market, craft that message which you're going to say to your target market, and identify the medias in which you're going to display that message, and realise that perfection equals paralysis. So if you're constantly trying to perfect your campaigns, you're trying to make the perfect landing page, the most beautiful looking ad, you're never going to get anywhere because you never roll it out. So sometimes you've just got to take action, get it out there, and then tweak it as you go along. Otherwise, you're just going to be paralysed and never get it done. Just want to say thank you for listening to me this morning, guys. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. I've been Josh Rylatt, so thank you.